Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review episode. This is Steve Gamache, and what we have this time is the Kohetsu VG10 Damascus Gyuto 210mm knife. So this line of knives has a core steel of venerable VG10 full stainless steel. It's a very popular steel used in lots of different kitchen knives, and this particular implementation has a heat treat of about 60 Rockwell, so kind of just a nice medium heat treat on that. The stainless cladding over the top of that is a multi-layered cladding that's been etched to bring out the pattern and the layers, so it's a softer stainless cladding on top of that harder core steel. They've got a pretty nice polish on that core steel at the edge. You can see that there very easily. So this is a handsome knife. It's got kind of a dramatic feel to it. The weight on the knife is about 200 grams or 7.1 ounces, and the edge length, these will vary just a little bit, but these should be fairly close from knife to knife, but this one's 210 right on the money, about 8¼ inches on the edge. Overall length, about 13.2 inches. These are thin blades, and they're really nice performers, excellent performers. They're nice and thin overall, especially at the edge. So we're talking about 2 millimeters, and we're just talking 2 millimeters all the way down. So it's thin, 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 and then it gets nice and thin at the very tip. And we'll look at the edge as well, but nice and thin. Here's a close-up look at it. Very handsome blade. So let's back off a little bit here. The blade height at the back of the blade is about 45.6 millimeters, and the handle is just kind of your basic stabilized resin impregnated wood known as Paca wood. So this is a black Paca wood, and nice fit and finish on the handle. Smooth tang, rivets, bolster, everything's done well. You've got some, I don't know if it's etched or screened, but you've got some kanji. It's not embossed or, imprinted, but it's there on the right side of the blade, and the left side of the blade is plain. But again, you can see the nice dramatic Damascus pattern. The right side of the blade also has kind of the trademark Kohetsu polished thinning down towards the edge, and the left side of the blade is got a little bit of that as well on these. They've thinned these down towards the edge where it's almost like a micro bevel on these. It's kind of cool. I really had to look hard to see a bevel. It's almost like a zero grind, but not quite. So they've got a very tiny bevel on these. And what does that do? It makes it perform really well. So they're so doggone thin at the edge that they just flow through product really well. Nice fit and finish on the spine, choil, handle, as I've already mentioned. So this had about a 6 out of 10 edge on the box. You can get them a little sharper if you want to. Wouldn't take much at all because it's got, like I said, a real tiny bevel on the end because it's so thin down, but wouldn't take much to sharpen it. A few strokes on either side, you'll probably be ready for the next stone. Here's the profile on the cutting board. It's just kind of a good, gentle overall profile with a low belly. You can see just a tiny bit of flat spot towards the heel. Nice smooth rocking motion or arc to it. And then not a ton of radical belly towards the tip, so we'll start digging in the tip before we get too high. And again, every knife can be just slightly different, but it's real smooth rocker as long as you're not trying to do real tall stuff. And this should work if you've got a little bit of motion to your cutting strokes, push, pull, glide cuts, that kind of stuff. It should work really well. But just a nice implementation. They're very pretty knives, great performers, nicely done Western or Yo handle with a little bit of mass to it. So just really cool line. So this is the Kohetsu VG10 Damascus Gyuto 210mm knife.